Hi guys, this is Gregor from PreSonus, and today we want to talk about all these little icons that you might have spotted at the bottom corners of your events. Now there's several different ones and they can mean multiple things in some cases, so let's take a look and see how many you know. And the first icon I want to show you is this little snowflake right here that you might have seen before, and it can mean one of three things. The most likely, especially if you just imported something, is that there's either time stretching enabled or that the clip has a different sample rate than your song project. You can easily double check that. So if you just go to Song and Song Setup, you're gonna see immediately what sample rate your song is set to. And if you then just select your event here and then you go to Audio and select in Pool, you will notice that the clip actually has a sample rate of 44.1 kHz, whereas our song had a sample rate of 48 kHz. So that means that Studio One is right now just converting on the fly, which eats up performance. To easily convert the sample rate of this clip to the sample rate of our song, we can very simply just right-click this in the pool and then choose Convert Files. Now we can just choose the target sample rate of our song, so in this case it would be 48 kHz, hit OK, and the snowflake is going to disappear. Other reasons why you might get the snowflake are either time stretching, so if you have time stretching enabled on your track, or you have some time stretching, with the bend tool going on, then the snowflake will reappear as well. Or alternatively, if you played around with the tuning of the event, meaning that you changed either the transpose or the tune value here in the track inspector, that will also cause the snowflake to appear. Next one is a really simple one, but can be confusing for beginners. I'm talking about the crossed out speaker symbol. This just means that the event is muted and is inaudible. If you want to toggle that, you can either do this with the mute tool that you find up here, or you can use M for muting and Shift and M for unmute. You can also assign toggle mute, which does both in one hotkey. Staying with the same event, have you seen this icon before? How about this one? Or this one? Well, these symbols indicate time lock and edit lock on events, and they also exist on tracks, by the way, and have been a much requested feature of Studio One 4.5. They can be an absolute lifesaver because sometimes you accidentally change, or worse, delete an important track or event, which can be very frustrating, especially as you're nearing completion of your production. And this is exactly what this feature is designed to help you with. To activate time lock and edit lock, you can do it either from the track inspector, but it's much more convenient in my opinion to just right-click the event that you want to time or edit lock. You want to activate time lock when you want to keep the event from being moved to a different time position within the track. Edit lock, on the other hand, will prevent the contents of the event being altered in any way. You can also activate both time lock and edit lock, and this will result in this small lock icon in the lower left corner of the event. On to the next one. Do you know what this is? This is actually an event effect. In Studio One, it's entirely possible to apply an effect only on one event instead of the entire track. So if I have a drum loop like right here, it would allow me to put a reverb only on this particular snare. Right? If you want to do this, you just drag from the browser to that event and hold down Option on a Mac or Alt on the Windows PC. And then you can just drop that and it's going to be added to that event only. If you want to see what you have loaded so far, you can just select the event and then in the track inspector, open up the event effects section. And here you're going to find that I've just added that open air. Now what's important to note is that if you're working with ARA to use, for example, Vocaline or Melodyne, you will get the exact same symbol, because this is essentially also just an event effect. Staying with the exact same drum loop of the exact same example, what is this now? Do you see this chain symbol here? Well, this is the symbol for audio events that have been consolidated into a nested part, so to say. So you can double click that, and you can see how the drum loop that we were just working with is actually contained here. This makes it very easy to move this around as a unit, and you ensure that the integrity of the events and the edits that you made between them are maintained. So this command is called merge in Studio One. If you want to do that, just select the audio events that you want to consolidate and hit the G key. One more really cool thing that you can do with these audio parts, and with instrument parts as well for that matter, is to duplicate them as a shared copy. So if I just duplicate this, while holding down Command on a Mac or Control on a Windows PC, you can see how it's changing from just copying to duplicating a shared copy. Once you do that, you'll see this little ghost here next to the chain. And that means that all the changes that are done on one of these parts are going to be reflected on the other part also. So if I dive into this one, and let's say I would adjust the event gain here, you can see how the changes are reflected at the same time on the other event part. So this is really handy if you have an identical part, and if you edit it, you want those edits to be reflected in all other sections as well. What's really great is that this also works with MIDI notes. So if you have like an instrument part like this, and you do the same thing, just hold down Command on a Mac or Control on Windows PC, you get a shared copy. Anything that you change about this here is going to be reflected in the other event part also. Just pay attention to this section over here, and you can see very clearly. By the way, if you're wondering how I just made this ladder, it's very easy. You just hold down Option and Command on the Mac or Alt and Control on the Windows PC. You can just drag either in a straight line or up and down the pitches. This would also follow the scale of your song, by the way. So if you have it set to A major triads, you see now I'm only inserting major triads here. Super handy in my opinion. And of course this also follows the grid. You can see all changes are being reflected. The next event icon we need to talk about are folders. So as soon as we select our two tracks here and right click and pack them to a folder, we get this new icon here as soon as we expand. Right? So this icon informs us that there's events being packed in this folder. And as soon as we start slicing the event at the top here, you can see that all the enclosed events inside of that folder are being sliced as well. The same would happen if we just move or delete the folder part. This will be applied to everything underneath. Think of it as a sort of edit group. Finally, we want to talk about the layer symbol here, which can also be the symbol for pattern variations, but more on that in a sec. So whenever you see this icon, especially on an instrument part or an audio event, then you're probably dealing with a recording that has been done in takes, meaning a performance that has been recorded multiple times over, and then you get to comp the best performance out of the individual takes. And what you can do is to right-click this and then unpack the takes to either new tracks, or what I would recommend to do, because it allows for comping, new layers. And now you can see that this part is being expanded into the several takes that have been recorded. And then you can just go ahead with the bracket tool here and comp your favorite parts that way. But as mentioned, you're gonna find the same symbol on pattern also. And here they're being used to switch between variations. So if you have a pattern going on like this, you could either switch variations from the pattern editor, or what you can do is just click here and choose your variation on the fly. This kind of stuff is especially fun with Atom SQ. If you want to learn more about this symbol or about takes, comping, and pattern in general, I'm going to link videos covering all of these topics in the video description. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you next time.